I just want to also mention that the Garden Club, where's our members of the Garden Club? Raise your hand, please. There they are over there. We appreciate it. Give you a big hand for helping clean up our areas. Jim, Kofaya, and that group over there, they beautify a lot of different areas in the city, and we really, really do appreciate it. So thank you for that. We are also collecting, the Fulton Veterans Council, along with the Garden Club. We're refreshing the Walk of History that sits in front of the War Memorial in Fulton. There are bricks in that walkway if you have not been there. You do not have to be a veteran to have your name on a brick. Some people do it just because they're in support of our project. So please contact me. They're $50 a brick, and I can give you the details and an application to fill out. But our trees have been there for almost 20 years, and they've seen better days. Where's Carolyn? There's Carolyn, her father. Raise your hand, Carolyn. There's Carolyn. Her dad, Warren Jenkins, was the one that started that. So we appreciate that. We'll give him a hand, even though he is deceased. Thank you. Carolyn and her mother, Arlene, still try to donate and put a lot of time and energy into the Walk of History, because that was one of the last things her dad requested of her, was to please keep the Walk of History going. So we're real pleased with that. We thank you. We've had donations. We're collecting some donations for that Walk of History refresh. We're working with a horticulturist to get trees and some flowers that maybe will last a little bit longer and have less care maintenance to them. We've received donations so far, and we thank you, from the Fulton Sunrise Rotary. Where are our members of the Fulton Sunrise? Raise your hand. We've got lots of members, Fulton Sunrise. Thanks very much. We appreciate your donations. The Fulton Noon Rotary. Who's here from the Fulton Noon Rotary? I know that Brittany Jared is somewhere. But anyway, we thank the Fulton Noon Rotary. And thank you. The Fulton Elks Club. Members of the Fulton Elks Club, raise your hand. Okay, you guys have helped a lot. You always help our Veteran Council, and they have a representative. Lenny Hewitt and Joyce Cody are on our Veterans Council, and they always help us. They also, the Elks Club with Joyce and Lenny and the group, provided our coffee and donuts. So thank you very much. Donuts were good. And Oswego's thank a service member. Even though they are Oswegonians, they also contribute very much. Peter and Ann, unfortunately, are not here. They're usually the representatives, but they had a conference, a work conference to go to. But we're going to thank them as well. They also made a donation to our refresh project. And the Fulton Polish Home. Who's members of the Fulton Polish Home? Raise your hand. I know there's John Stanek, Ed Garrell. We see lots of people here from the Fulton Polish Home. We thank you for your donation to the refresh project. And myself and my fiance, John Young, we made a donation as well. Carolyn's making a donation. So thank you very much, and Carolyn's mom. Another housekeeping, thank you. The Elks is having a steak bake on 16 November to honor our veterans. Veterans do have to pay. You can't serve steak and give it out for free all the time, but they honor our veterans all the time, and the steak bake is 16 November, Saturday from 4 to 7. So try to plan on doing that. So other than that, we will get together. And like I said, anybody see the planes or the sky, that is done by our pilot. The one that I deal with right now is Kim Borden. She's one of our pilots, and Lauren Dates, and other pilots too, do that. And I've said this before, and those that have been here before have heard it. They do it for nothing. They will not take any donations. It costs a lot of money to run those planes, and we really, really appreciate. And some of them are veterans as well, but those flyovers do not come cheap. And they not only do us, but they do Oswego and Hannibal and Red Creek, and they are from the Victory area out there at Red Creek. So we will give them a hand even though they're not here. So thank you. We always send them a nice thank you, and the Veterans Council invites them to their holiday party, which they usually do come to. So we try to do that, but we send them a check, they send it back. So anyway, I want to also recognize our first responders. We have the police department. Big hand for the police department. We thank you very, very much for the jobs that you do every day for this community. And our Fulton Fire Department, both sides of the river, we thank them. They're always helping us in attendance. Our mentors, ambulance people, they also help us very much. We appreciate it very much. And I want to welcome city councilor members Ryan Taylor. Where are you? There's Ryan right here in the middle. And Councilor Avery. There she is. There's Audrey Avery. Thank you. And Councilor Castilia, or Legislator Castilia. I'm sorry. Oh, there he is. Thank you. Legislator Karasek. Where is he? Well, I kind of look over everybody. You know, there's a lot of people here, a lot more than I thought. And Isabel, our dog, of course. And Legislator Lockwood as well. Thank you so much. And D.A. DiMartino is here somewhere. Where is he? Oh, there he is, over there. So thank you. And if I've missed anybody, I apologize. Brittany Jared from Assemblyman Will Barkley's office. We'll be seeing her shortly here. Thank you. And our flag bearers, we have Ron Porter. Wave your hand, Ron, from the Legion. And we have Ron Jenkins from the VFW Auxiliary. He's representing that. We have John Parrish here from the Legion, and Lenny Hewitt, also from the Elks, as our flag bearers. We have our flag detail back there. Mike, Jim, and Bruno, thank you. Bruno, we love you. We're so glad that you still represent us with your good taps over there, Bruno. So we appreciate it. Where else am I? I said John Stanek, we're glad that you're here today, and your wife Michelle. We appreciate everything that they do. They all take turns doing the luncheon today. The luncheon will be at the VFW, but the Polish home takes turns with the VFW also, and the Elks Club. Right now, I'm going to introduce Reverend Reed. Hi, Reverend. He wears many, many hats, but today he will start with our prayer. Thank you, Reverend.
I'm going to stand out here so I can get a good view of each and every one of you. Today we gather together and we bow our heads in prayer, and we ask that the Lord God bless each and every veteran. Not only those that are serving this country in many high offices, not those who are employed in high professions, but also those who are living without a home. We look at those who are depressed and in danger of suicide. We ask your blessing and strength for each and every veteran. Bless them, and let us all remember the great sacrifice they have made. This we humbly ask in the name of our God. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you, Reverend. And I didn't forget Mayor Rice. We want to, of course, welcome him, and he's been very, very supportive, so we really appreciate that, Mayor. Thank you. I am going to ask Bonnie Fowler and Reverend Reed to come up front, and we really want everyone to take a part of this. We are going to start with our pledge, so please remove your hats. Hand salute. I pledge
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Two. Oh, planes? We got the planes. Here they come. Right on time.
Right on time.
Okay.
At the flag wave.
too today. Everybody wave to them because they said they can see us. See, they were tipping their wings at us.
Isn't that exciting?
Great, good job. Right at the beginning. Well, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. We have a nice thank you card ready to go right out to them. So we appreciate it. It's just really an honor that they do that. So thank you. Yay. And we are going to go ahead with our national anthem. And we really want everyone to try to join in. We've got Bonnie and Reverend leading the way.
I've been stuck being a soloist here, and you don't deserve to hear my voice.
No, he can have it. I don't need it.
I don't need it either.
Here, Donna is yours.
We're going to listen to these people, right?
Okay.
Shall we?
Oh, say, can you see?
Hands over your heart.
By the dawn's early light, what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's first gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous light, o'er the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? Woo!
And I can actually hear you.
Thank you, Bonnie and Reverend, for helping us lead the way. Our young lady, Kaylee Foster, had to work today, so that's why she's not in attendance. And we're also sorry to say that our Veteran of the Year, Dave Ormsby, has had some things going on, so he is unfortunately not able to make it. This would have been his last official duty. And we used to keep it a secret, but we don't anymore. Our new Veteran of the Year is here, and it's Ray Capron. Where are you, Ray? Oh, there he is. Raise your hand, Ray. There he is. That's our new Veteran of the Year. And we really hope everyone here joins us for lunch, because the VFW has, counted on supplying lunch for a large group. So that's where we kind of officially introduce Ray. So thank you very much. Glad that you're here, Ray. Right now, I'd like to call Brittany Jared up to represent Will Barclay's office to say a few words. Thank you, Brittany.
Thank you, Donna. Thank you for having us and always inviting. And the formality and the ceremony you put together every time is truly remarkable. As I was getting ready to come here today, I kept thinking of all the ceremonies in the area, and we're really fortunate to have them, starting with the local American Legion and the VFWs and all the local veteran groups who have amassed their power, apparently, this ceremony especially, to see everybody out in numbers. It's really heartening. But then we also have new ones that have come more into the area with Clear Path. And SUNY Oswego too, they're doing a free veterans lunch and their honor flight. And then the airplanes that go overhead, it's really amazing, and it shows the public, it helps the public to remember to thank the veterans too. And mostly, we just wanted to say thank you to everybody that's here who is a veteran today. You deserve all of our gratitude. And all the families too who come to recognize and stand behind. It's said that there's many family members and friends for each veteran. So those people and support staff support friends are really, really important to each veteran too. And today the Assemblyman put out a brief statement, and I just wanted to read it and let you know he's thinking of you. I know earlier today he was at a veterans ceremony in Springside, and there were several people there that he was honoring. So on Veterans Day, we pause to honor the brave men and women who served our country. We recognize their deep courage, selflessness, and patriotism that have persevered the freedoms we hold dear. We owe America's veterans a debt of gratitude for their immeasurable bravery and to all who served their families. I thank you for all you've given to the American people. God bless America, and happy Veterans Day.
Thank you, Brittany and Assemblyman Barkley. And now I'd like to call Legislator Karasik up, please. And Isabel.
Good morning. See a show of hands. How many veterans do we have here? That's who you applaud. Thank you so much for your service. I haven't taught her how to applaud yet. So. Actually, she teaches me more than I teach her.
No.
All right. So I try to come up with something a little bit different each year. And the other night, we were having a discussion, and I mentioned the fact that I was going to come here. And my son, who is always inquisitive, even though he's not a child anymore, said to me, when did this all start with veterans? So I got on the internet and I spent some time last night, which ended up going from 10 o'clock to about 1:30 in the morning. And I finally gave up because of the amount of material that you could read. But I wanted to bring some highlights today to talk a little bit about how this process started. So my first question was, who fired the first shot to start the Revolutionary War? A lot of theories behind that. The British said that the Americans did it. They were being impatient and fired upon them first. The Americans said, no, the British did it because they had a lot of support in the colonies and they wanted to make sure that everybody understood it was the Americans that attacked them. But the truth of the matter is, the very first death that triggered part of the Revolutionary War, his name was Crispus Attucks. He was a black man that was killed in the Boston Massacre in the 1790s, or 1770 period. 1775 is when Lexington and Concord met the British, and that's actually the moment that the Revolutionary War took off. So the next question I asked is, how did they come about coming up taking care of veterans? That one really surprised me. It actually was in 1790 they formed the VBA, and that was formed in order to give pensions to the people that fought in the Revolutionary War. From that point forward, it never left stride and later became the VA, the Veterans Association. So I thought that that was interesting because we've come a long ways as a nation in trying to do the right thing, taking care of veterans, making sure their needs are met, and make sure that they're supported in the services that they need to have. We have a long ways to go. As many of you know, it's past tense, but I worked with an organization that worked with people with disabilities. A lot of them were veterans. And each time I heard the story, each time I interacted, each person had some similar but very varied needs, very varied pieces of support that needed to be put in place. Some of them were simply connecting them with people that were taking the time to listen to them and listen to what they were doing, where they were going, and how to get there. Some were quite desperate because they didn't know how to connect with services. They didn't know that they had different things that the government provided that they were eligible for. So we referred them to the Oswego County Veterans. It's a great office, great group of people. They work hard at trying to make sure that services are given. But again, we still have a long ways to go. I would hope at some point that this country gets it. I read another article that actually kind of surprised me. In Los Angeles, there's a lot of veterans that are sleeping on the street. Well, that kind of surprised me a little bit, but I think that we all knew that there was some of this going on. The news has been pretty good about covering that. What did surprise me was some of these people have been offered shelter in order to get their life back together, but they have service dogs and they will not allow them in shelter. Now, some of them have a dog as a pet, and they have issues with that. The piece about the service dog angered me. Enter Exhibit A. I was shocked that this country would take care of other people without taking care of the people that helped form this country. So I'm going to keep this short today. I think you know, a lot of you guys have come, ladies have come every year. You know, I always remind people I came from a military family. There were 6 kids. I was born with a disability. I could not serve. My sister and 4 brothers all did. Good, bad, or indifferent, they were in the Navy. I'm making a judgment call because my dad was in the Army. My uncles were in the Army. My cousins were in the Army. All the young men that I went to high school with went to Vietnam. That's when I tried to, and I couldn't go. Fortunately, we were very blessed. They all came back. The group is getting quite small. I still Facebook with some of them. Very pleased with what they did to serve our country. Last night, I sent each of them a message thanking them for what they did. And a couple of them have some real smart responses of, yeah, you didn't go, you know, blah, blah, blah. They all knew what went on. But I am so proud every year to come do this. I am glad what little bit of warmth we're getting is coming out of the South. I have never want to see what's coming out of the North today. So we'll make this short. Once again, veterans, thank you. I mean that from the bottom of my heart.
Thank you very much, Chairman Isabel. Now I'd like to bring Ray Capron here, representing the Elks, and as our new Veteran of the Year.
Good morning. Today we gather to pay tribute to the brave men and women who served our nation with courage and dedication. Veterans Day is more than just a date on the calendar. It's a reminder of the sacrifices made by those who've worn the uniform of our armed forces. Our veterans have missed birthdays, holidays, welcoming new life into this world, and the loss of loved ones, while ensuring we are able to live a life of freedom and safety. We all have our own story about a veteran. My grandfather never returned from World War II. My father fought in the Korean War. His brother Jim also fought in the Korean War, where he was a POW from 1950 to 1953. Both my father and uncle made it home safely. I enlisted in the Navy during Vietnam, enlisted in the Army Reserve, and served 12 years. There are many other family members and friends who have embarked on this journey. Everyone here has a story of their family members who served or are serving, and I extend my sincere appreciation to each and every one of them. My hope is that we will continue to come together and rally around our veterans. As a country, we have made great strides in showing our appreciation for all, but there is still work to be done. We can start today by doing an act of kindness to our veterans. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Guy. And I do want to recognize, while I was sitting there, I spotted Counselor Patrick. Raise your hand there, Don Patrick. I would say thank you to you. I didn't see you if you were here earlier. So thank you. And at this time, I'd like to introduce Mayor Rice, who needs no introduction, but we do thank him for all of his support of our veterans. Thank you, Mayor.
Good morning. I do want to take a moment to, I could acknowledge everybody, of course, but I do want to acknowledge my dad being here today, U.S. Army. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for gathering here today on this Veterans Day, a day set aside for honoring the brave men and women who have served in the United States Armed Forces. Today, as we stand here in Fulton Veterans Park, we recognize the incredible sacrifices made by our veterans, those who answered the call to serve and protect our country, to uphold our values, and to secure the freedoms that we hold dear. I want to extend a heartfelt thank you to the Fulton Veterans Council for hosting this important event. Your commitment to preserving the legacy of our service members and ensuring that their sacrifices are remembered is deeply appreciated by all of us. Each year, you bring our community together in this ceremony of gratitude and remembrance, allowing us to stand shoulder to shoulder with those who have given so much back. Our veterans come from different backgrounds, serve in different branches, and have been stationed in all places all over the world. But they are united by a common bond, an unwavering commitment to serve something larger than themselves. They've endured hardships, faced unimaginable challenges, and shown us all the true meaning of courage and resilience. Today, we honor their dedication and profound impact they have had on our country and our community. But let us remember that honoring our veterans isn't something that should be limited to just one day. We owe it to them to ensure that they receive the support and respect they deserve every day of every year. Whether it's through supporting veterans programs, providing resources, or simply showing our appreciation, we can all play a part in giving back to those who have given so much to us. In that spirit, let's also recognize the families of our veterans who have made their own sacrifices. They've shown strength and patience, enduring long absences, missed milestones, and countless sleepless nights. Today, we acknowledge their role in the service of our country as well. As we look around Veterans Park today, we are reminded of the strength of our community and the enduring spirit of those who serve. We gather here not only to honor our veterans, but to reaffirm our commitment to them and to remember the true cost of freedom. To all of our veterans, present and past, thank you for your service. To the Fulton Veterans Council, thank you for organizing today's ceremony. And to each member of our community, thank you for being here to show your support. May God bless our veterans, may God bless Fulton, and may God bless the United States of America. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mayor. We appreciate that. Okay, now it's my turn. Today is our annual day of celebrating our veterans. We thank you all for continuing to attend our ceremonies and supporting our Fulton Veterans Council. Where are the members of the Fulton Veterans Council? Let's raise your hand. We got Bruno over there, Lenny, Joyce, John Young, Larry Mackner. There's Joyce Cody, yes. Lori Clark, too. Raise your hand. She's one of our VFW. Where's Lori? There she is over there. We appreciate so much the auxiliary of the VFW. We have just had our presidential election, and we don't wish to mix politics into our ceremonies. So putting aside however you feel about that outcome, I hope you continue to recognize and remember the service and sacrifices that our veterans have put forth to make our nation a wonderful place to live. And think about our military women and men that are currently serving because they think the USA is pretty great and worth their service. We all have our ups and downs in our everyday lives, and some of the downs may change your life permanently. But the ups we experience can too. I'm asking you to find a reason to smile each day. And if you're having trouble coming up with something, think again of how great our country really is because of our veterans and our military. So even when it's not Veterans Day, make a commitment to yourself to reach out to one that you know, or even one that you don't know, but you recognize from their cap or their shirt or the bumper sticker on their car. Give them your thanks. Pass your gratitude for living in the USA on to them. You'll be glad you did. Veterans, again, raise your hand. Raise your hand if you're a veteran. Keep them up. Thank you so, so much. We appreciate it, and we salute you. Thank you very much. Sergeant of the Guard, present detail.
Detail. Order. Fire. Ready. Aim. Stop. Aim. Stop. Aim. Stop. Reset. Start.
And salute. Thank you. Before we go, we want to recognize members of the press here. Mike, where are you going? We appreciate it. There's other members. I know there's Oswego County Today. You can raise your hand out there because we definitely appreciate all of your help in getting our ceremonies and pictures in the paper. Very, very much. Thank you. Is there anyone else that would like to speak today? You're more than welcome to. If not, we are going to gather for God Bless America. We like to kind of form a circle if we can and hold hands if you're comfortable. If not, just stand next to the person next to you.
Are we ready?
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies to the ocean, I will fall. God bless America, my home sweet home. God bless America, my home sweet home.
Thank you so much. Really, really appreciate it. Oh, we do have, I